What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. It's match day. It's the Derby of Torino. It's a massive game for our season. Ahead of the international break, we come off 2 wins in the league, which is positive. Obviously, that disappointing result against Sporting, but a promising performance considering there's a new coach at the helm. So it's more than just 3 points today, because obviously you need the 3 points. One, two, you need the win, and that comes with the 3 points. So basically, one, two, you need a good performance to build on and go into the national break. And three, it's a big game. It's a big game for both clubs for obvious reasons. There was no pressure for Spalletti because of the board, announcement and all that stuff. There was no pressure yesterday for Spalletti. So we don't have a lot to go off. But there are some indications that he might change things, and that's what we're going to talk about. Before we get into it, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's discuss this game. Okay, so like I said, no pressure, so there's no giveaways, etc. On who might play, who not might play, and all that jazz. However, um, going off the last game against Sporting and obviously the latest reports, even though the reports ever since Spalletti joined, and that's literally a week, were many times off. He might try things out that he didn't do against Sporting, but he did against Cremonese. So everybody's assuming, and it's probably going to happen, that Colt Miners keeps his position in that midfield. However, it's rumored that Conceição could get dropped again, and that the game could go to Openda, Yildiz, and Vlahovic. There are some reports out there that Jonathan David might start. We will see. That could be the case. Until actually it gets announced, we have no real clue what will happen. But it's going to be interesting because, like I said, you won 2 games in the league. You need to win, obviously, to keep up with, at this moment in time, top four, whatever you want to call it. That's what you're chasing right now because you're out of the top four. You need to do it step by step. So that is very important for the club, for Spalletti, and for this team. That's what's on the line. But because of that performance against Sporting, where you didn't get the 3 points, which we absolutely needed, but the performance was good enough. Now, I don't think anyone was happy, coming out of that game. I was extremely disappointing out of that game. Also because besides the win, like there's two things. You need a win, but you didn't play good enough to actually win. I was disappointed because we needed a win. We didn't win, but we did more than enough to win that game. So that's why I'm saying, today, yes, we need the 3 points, but I also think we need a good performance. We need a good performance so that we can all say, you know what? It wasn't a one-off against Sporting in terms of creating chances and showing certain good things. That I think is very important, that we can go into the game, come out of that game, and you're like, you know what, 3 points. But what we did learn is that you can see things that Spalletti wants to do. We're not a one-off against Sporting. They were confirmed today, and that's something we can build on going into that international break, coming out of that international break where we have massive games, in the Champions League, but also in the league, and build some momentum. So are we gonna see a Kostic in that team and Cambiaso back on his better side, quote unquote, what he claimed is his better side? Against Sporting, he played on the other side again, and he wasn't that influential. So is Spalletti gonna revert back to that option? There's a question mark with Thuram's fitness, even Yildiz's fitness, but I think in this type of game, I don't think he's gonna rest Yildiz, even though he needs a rest. The hope is obviously he's not gonna go to on international duty, which yeah, I mean, we will see what will happen. But those are the question marks for Spalletti. He's trying new things out because, again, no, not a lot of training sessions. He needs to do things. There's no preseason on the fly. He needs to try things out during games. I think that's why he brought him Miretti and Atsic, and he's asking, Perin, for example, can he do a job? Can he do a job, etc. So everyone gets a new opportunity, I think, with Spalletti when time is right. Even for Joao Mario, I think that time will come. Maybe not today, because we have or he, I think, is holding on to certain quote unquote certainties we had in this team. So that's a different discussion, I guess. But again, it's important to replicate that performance, but be clinical for once, because we weren't clinical against Sporting. Um, Even though we showed some good things up front, some fluid things, some things that weren't flukes. It wasn't all crosses or a bounce in our direction. No, we actually build up play in the final third, and we created chances with some kind of purpose. Most of the times. So that for me is massive. Obviously, besides the 3 points, Torino are a team that are doing better than I think anyone was expecting, especially their fans. They are a weird team. They can have a very good day and still give it away for some reason, or you can have a very good day and give nothing away. That's kind of the team they are this season. So it's they're gonna play us tough because of the magnitude of the game for them. It's a game of their season. It's the only game that matters in this season because they finish never in the relegation zone and never in an important position. They're just in it to be in it and to play us twice a season. So you need to be ready. The team needs to be ready to get tested, to go for it, to show that energy, to put that passion in there, to put that desire again, like we've seen lately, in there to win that game. And if you do that, I think we have more than enough to beat Torino. We should beat Torino at home. You cannot go into the international break not beating Torino. I think, that should be very, very okay. The team should understand that, there's no other option than beating Torino going into the international break. So for that reason, I'm also going to predict a win. I'm going to say, actually, I want to predict a clean sheet, but it feels impossible because every shot on target is a goal or is almost a goal. Like there's nothing in between. So predicting a clean sheet is sounds ridiculous for a team like us right now. It feels like when was the last time we kept a clean sheet? Or how many clean sheets did we keep this season? So my prediction, I'm still going with it, but it seems unlikely. So 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-0. We need to beat Torino. There's no ifs and buts. You need to do it. Good feel factor, etc. I have some good performances individually and as a group. That we can look back on during this 2 weeks of breaks and be a bit more at ease instead of having more question marks going into that break like we have had the last, I don't know, 10 international breaks. So yeah, in the comments or in the chat, let me know what your prediction is, what you're expecting of that game, what you want to see out of this group today. And then post game, I will be here for a reaction and hopefully with a positive one and a good feeling going into the break. But yeah, that's it for me. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will speak to you guys later tonight. Ciao.